Now we're joined by Chaudhry Fawad Hussain, Federal Minister for Information. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. Now, my question is that why do you think the Indian media and the government is so concerned by the presence of the Pakistani Intelligence Agency's Director General in Afghanistan?
Well, even before that, my question is why they are so concerned about Afghanistan. I mean, India does not share even an inch of border with Afghanistan. I am totally perplexed by the kind of attention this issue is getting on Indian media. The problem is that India has invested a huge amount of money in the terrorism network that they were using against Pakistan, and now I think they are very, very unhappy and actually confused and actually fear that their investment is completely drowned, and Afghanistan and land of Afghanistan is no more available to them for plotting terrorism against Pakistan. So this recent attacks on the DG ISI Visit of Kabul is just another expression of this Indian fear that is written all on their faces.
Right. Now, I want to expand on this point a little bit more regarding the Indian media, because propaganda warfare is continuing unabated. Now, you also have hawkish television anchors sponsored by the Bharatiya Janata Party, such as Arnab Goswami, who are portraying this visit to Kabul as an endorsement of extremism. As Minister for Information and Broadcasting, please tell our viewers, both domestically and internationally, what the actual purpose of the visit was.
Well, 2 weeks back, the DG of CIA visited Kabul. Does that mean that the Taliban government is endorsed by USA government? Likewise, the Turkish former intelligence agents visited Kabul. And obviously, when you don't have a formal government, what the countries will do for the engagement, they will use the parallel channels. Right. And intelligence channels are always used by the countries for the engagement where there's a vacuum or there is no formal government. For example, if now foreign minister visits Afghanistan, who will he be? Who is his counterpart? So in the absence of any formal government and in a vacuum, political vacuum, obviously the intelligence agencies will create a spectrum of framework, will create a atmosphere where they can exchange views and also understand that what's going on. This is a very, very, I would say, a natural way of dealing with the crisis right now. And the DGI visit is no different from the USA CIA chief visit of Kabul or Turkish visit. It's just on the same line. And obviously, we have very, I would say, critical issues with Afghanistan at the moment. We have to keep a close eye on the evolving situation. We are endangered by the TTP presence in Afghanistan. We also fear the expanding Daesh network in Afghanistan, right, and also the migration to Pakistan. These are very, very fundamental issues for Pakistan, and we have to keep a very close eye on all these developments.
Right. Now, coming to the foreign policy aspect of it, beyond the Indian hawkish media, of course, President Joe Biden recently said that America will not be adopting a policing role in the region. But we've clearly seen that the Treasury Department has sanctioned many of Iranian intelligence operatives who apparently were trying to create discord in the U.S. Do you think that the American statements regarding policing or the veracity of these statements can be taken at face value?
Well, this is something between you and Iran, and I would not like to comment on that.
Right.
But as far as Afghanistan is concerned, I think President Biden's decision to pull out American forces was right. There was no other option, and we believe that the American policy of political solution is the same. Only a political solution is possible. Only difference is we said this 10 years back, and President Biden and U.S. Department, U.S. authorities authorities are now acknowledging it. I wish if they would have, learned the advice of Pakistan about a decade back, things would be different.
Right, right, absolutely. And that makes absolute sense as far as the overall scenario is concerned. Now, sir, the world is also praising Pakistan's efforts for peace in Afghanistan. And now, in light of this, where do you think India would stand after the change of New Delhi's backed corrupt regime in the war-torn country?
Well, frankly, I'm totally unable to understand Prime Minister Modi's policies. He is primarily pursuing the policies of Hitler, and his whole doctrine is based on RSS doctrine is based on Nazi Germany. So the problem is the hate doctrine that Prime Minister Modi has actually expanded in India,
right.
And we see the Muslims and other minorities in India are suffering big time because of the policies of Prime Minister Modi. Unfortunately, he believes that he can carry on his agenda of terrorism by using the farmland like he did the previous 5-7 years. But inshallah, we have defeated the Indian agenda there. And instead of, fighting in this region, India should reconcile its differences with regional countries. And there's a huge potential in this region where everyone can actually benefit.
Right, sir. Final two questions. What action do you suggest that the international community should take against New Delhi for destroying peace in the region? Because as you clearly suggested, the Nazi regime is not hell-bent on ensuring that peace can actually materialize.
Well, I think the international community must wake up to this, the situation that is now created by India in this region. So, and also especially in Kashmir, and you have seen how they refused to hand over the body of Sayyid Ali Gilani.
Absolutely, yes.
I think it's the worst kind of human rights violation from any government in the world. So I think international community should wake up. And even before international community, I would like to call up the Lok Sabha. The Assembly of India, the elected people of representative of the people of India, that they must, make Mr. Modi accountable. He wasted the taxpayers' money in India. He then came up with these policies of hate in India that actually divided India. And this is, I believe, something that people of India must make Prime Minister Modi accountable. And obviously, the world should also, look at what's going on.
Right. Now, coming to Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the Taliban spokesperson Sohail Shaheen said that the group would raise the voice of people in Indian occupied Kashmir. Should we take the Taliban statements on face value? And my final question is, when will demonization of Pakistan stop?
Well, I think people of Kashmir hardly need any foreign help in pursuing their war of freedom. So they are pursuing this war for 7 decades now, and we obviously the world, including Afghanistan, should stand with them in morally in their struggle. But the primary struggle is always led by people of Kashmir, and they will continue to be doing that. They will obviously have all the moral and ethical support with the people of Kashmir in this great war fight.
That was Chaudhry Fawad Chaudhry, Federal Minister for Information, who was speaking to us on Indus News.